The same criticism that I've received over and over again for my advocacy is the exact same thing that Billie Eilish is receiving right now. And the only reason why she's receiving this, whereas plenty of other celebrities are not receiving this, is because other celebrities don't stick their neck out. This is a big issue. It's not really a big issue at all, but Republicans constantly look towards things that they try to make an issue out of. It's very frustrating. But Billie Eilish at the Grammys said no one is illegal on stolen land, and every single person, like all of the dumbest individuals, all of the medically stupids that are roaming around the internet have taken to the classic angles of attack, going, oh, well, don't you think the government is just like having your own home for yourself and your family? Don't you think it's just like that? New, Tongva tribe has confirmed that Billie Eilish's home is situated on its ancestral land. Says she has not yet reached out to them regarding her home. We appreciate the opportunity to provide clarity regarding the recent comments made by Billie Eilish, the tribe said. As the first people of the greater Los Angeles basin, we do understand that her home is situated in our ancestral land, they told the Daily Mail. Eilish has not contacted our tribe directly regarding her property. Wow, what are you waiting for, Billie Eilish? This is one of the most annoying things that they do. They'll go and like find one person. They'll go and find one person that like half the time isn't even like actually affiliated with the tribe or whatever, and just simply claiming it. And their goal here is to do propaganda in general, or sometimes they will just like mischaracterize the quotes that are coming from the people, the tribal Native Americans that they're speaking to. I don't think a lot of these people understand what like Landback as a movement is, right? It doesn't mean, Landback doesn't mean like, take the remaining Tongva population and like give them everyone's homes. Like that's not what this is about at all. And yet, conservatives love cynically framing this for the dumbest possible audience. It's no different than saying socialism means you have to be broke.
No one is illegal on stolen land. And yeah, it's just really hard to know what to say and what to do right now. And I feel really hopeful in this room, and I feel like we just need to keep fighting and speaking up and protesting, and our voices really do matter.
Yo, it goes so hard though. I mean, look, the more the more the size, frequency, and number of stupids rise up, the harder this hits for the medically stupids, right? You said no one's illegal on stolen land? Well, you have a house on stolen land. It's like, okay, brother, that's right. You're so fucking right. You're so goated. You're right. That's what it means. That means like you have to go and find a place that you are. If someone is advocating to allow freedom of entry and ease of access into this country, that means they have to leave the country and go and find where they would technically be indigenous. No, that's not what that means at all. Okay, that's not what that means at all. And an even dumber version of this is, of course, people saying stuff like this. Billie Eilish granted a 5-year restraining order against fan who broke into her house to profess his love. Billie, I thought you said no one is illegal on stolen land. Of course, the dumber people get, the more they lean into this kind of commentary. Oh, you think that people that have been living here and working here should have an easier go at it. Oh, you don't like borders? Well, guess what? That's what that means. No privacy, no personal space whatsoever. That's how it works. No, you're just being intentionally obtuse, or you are the absolute dumbest person on the planet. And I think it's a little bit of both, okay? No, the government is not the same as your family. The economy of a government is not the same as like your family budget. And no, the nation's boundaries and the nation's borders are also not the same as your personal home. This is one of my least favorite aspects of living in the United States of America, where unfortunately, a lot of people who consider themselves to be on the left also engage in the same dumb fuck reactionary argumentation. You need to stop doing that, guys. Please stop doing that. If you find yourself going, oh, low-key agree with end wokeness here because Billie Eilish is a $14 million mansion in LA built on Tongva tribes once lived, you're not actually hyper woke. You're just a fucking dumbass. You are, unfortunately, being a fucking moron here. You are just giving credence and giving legitimacy to the idiotic reactionary argumentation. You're a sucker. You're a rube. Stop doing that. Stop being a fucking useful idiot for the right. You are a useful fucking idiot for the right. It is so frustrating to see leftists do the same kind of thing, okay? Do you want people to be open-minded? Do you want people to engage in advocacy? Or do you want rich people to just shut the fuck up? All you're doing is lashing out against the person who is actually a fairly influential person that has the same position as you do. That's it. It's very frustrating. You're doing rad lib nonsense, okay? I hate this shit so much. And I know I'm the last person to speak out on this because everyone will say, says you, motherfucker, you have a nice house too. The reason why I'm saying this is because you are engaging in reactionary argumentation for no reason other than the fact that those brainworms have actually taken over your mind. Lock the fuck in. Like, what is the goal here? I mean, Billie Eilish could just as easily shut the fuck up and never say anything ever again, take her millions, put them in the market, not give back, and just keep making music, and you'll consume that shit and you'll never think about it twice. All of this shit is just an extension of socialist yet house hypocrite. I know. People think someone with $1 million is the same enemy as someone with 1 billion or 100 billion. I know. They're stupid. They don't understand. And it's not even necessarily your net worth that is the problem here, even though obviously that level of wealth accumulation implies that you are, it's virtually impossible to get to that level of wealth accumulation without doing incredibly unethical things, right? I mean, you have to engage in hyper exploitation. Having said that, however, it's not the net worth that's the problem. It's how you have developed that net worth that is the problem. If you're a Marxist, you should stick to that. And not only that, but also you should welcome people that are actually coming to our side. You should welcome them instead of also leaning into the dumbass right-wing narratives only so you can get as much fucking, as many likes as you possibly can. It's very, very frustrating. Yeah, this was the same shit that took place when she was attacking billionaires, and a lot of people were very mad at her for that reason too. They started a campaign against Sabrina too, I assume, because she nodded along. Yeah, there's just like unlimited hatred towards anyone and everyone that speaks out of turn. These guys still think that they're dominating the airways. Woke 2 is here. You should not offer them any breathing room on this kind of stuff. You should immediately start ritualistically humiliating them. You should explain to them, if you choose to do so, why they're stupid. If these are your loved ones, obviously, you can have a normal and honest conversation with them. But if you encounter one of these dipshits in the wild, there's no reason to take them seriously. You could just be like, you are too stupid to understand how the world works. That's it. These guys are still all over the internet thinking that there is this real movement that they can coalesce around, real movement that they can pop off on. Kira won't miss how to take as well. We as a society have to stop taking celebrities seriously. They're so performative and out of touch. This is just like right-wing reactionary outrage farming. You see it all the time with anyone and everyone that tries to speak on the ongoing atrocities. These are not issues at odds with one another, okay? It's perfectly normal to want to live in your own home, privacy in your own home, and also recognize that the government could be doing a lot better by all these people that have come here, okay? A lot of right-wingers don't understand this concept because they're stupid. And there's not really anything else you can say about this, okay? Sorry, they're too stupid to understand. When I want to learn about indigenous movements and mobilization, I go to Fox News. The #1 outlet for Landback movement understanders, okay? Don't ever come in here with your position of authority. Look at me, I'm woke. I'm a Native American. I'm an indigenous professor of indigenous studies. Boo. You know who you need to, you know what? End wokeness is talking, okay? How about you sit and you learn for once about what this movement actually means? A real woke is talking, okay? It's so crazy to me that these guys that don't care about this at all, that simply want an easy, cheap dunk, are not even trying to make a coherent counterpoint whatsoever. They're just leaning into how stupid the average person is here. A big part of the conservatism is just basing your arguments on tacit assumptions. They know that the land is stolen. They think they owe their houses on that fact. And instead of arguing with that, they argue with the perceived hypocrisy. You benefit from it too, so you don't ruin it for everyone else is tacit. I mean, I don't even think this is a tacit acknowledgement of reality, because that's not what's supposed to happen here. That's what's so annoying, is that we're not having the same argument. You're having a totally separate argument, and on the basis of something utterly irrelevant. It doesn't correspond to my worldview. It doesn't have anything to do with my advocacy. But unfortunately, because the audience is receptive to this kind of idiotic argumentation, it doesn't really matter. Now you have to address it. Like I said, same principle behind, socialists with a nice house, Omega lol, right? Like, I've never said socialism means no house, that you must not have a house, or having a house is unethical. Okay. It deeply unethical. That would be an idiotic argument to make. You assume that that's my argument. You have decided that that's my argument. The reason why you have decided that that's my argument is because it's a straw man position. It's actually much easier for you to argue against this idiotic position, right? And that's it. But one must ask the question why Billie Eilish is receiving this unimaginable amount of backlash. Perhaps it has something to do with the fact that her advocacy started far before this last round at the Grammys. And when we all know, if someone comes out and says better things are possible, maybe the wealthy should give more, they receive unlimited hatred. Oftentimes not just from the super wealthy, but instead from the lumpenproles, the small business tyrants themselves, who consider themselves to be temporarily embarrassed billionaires. And that's precisely what's happening here. These guys are not in control of the levers of power in modern society, and yet they still act as though Billie Eilish has personally offended them. The real reason why they act as though Billie Eilish has personally offended them is because being a right-winger is about licking the boot. Here's Kyle Chung saying conservatives are never able to argue with the substance of someone's argument, so they just start saying stuff like, you're rich and you live in a society. Yeah, that's it. They just start yelling at irrelevant shit. Like, all of this right-wing outrage is directed at people who dare to say a better future is possible, that we could be doing better, that we should be leading by empathy, right? That's what they're so angry about.
Billie Eilish said what she said. I mean, you all unfortunately saw that video that went crazily viral. But I remember at some point I screamed, "What about Iran?" People looked at me and they were like, "Yeah, what about Iran?"
Why did they let this weirdo in? This is a serious question that I have. I don't understand. They be letting anybody in here to the Grammys, huh? I was removed from a Vietnamese restaurant and told to never come back. They bond me for life. Moving on, Hasanabi, if we are the ones leading the right way, why so divisive? Would you listen if someone is just insulting you? I'm not listening to people who are just insulting me and my worldview. That's kind of the point that I'm making here, which is that you don't have to listen to these people at all. They don't actually have a significant audience. They don't have actually a real movement at all. And all they're doing is simply insulting you. They're arguing on boundaries that you have not set for yourself, and they're not doing this because they want to have a productive. They don't want to have productive discourse. They simply want to belittle you and undermine your position by lying about what your position actually is. So if they're not invested in having productive conversations, then why are you offering them the dignity of a productive response?